Hello and welcome to Common Knowledge Ministries. I am Elder Dwayne Coates of Common Knowledge Ministries, and I'd like to welcome you to this evening's webcast. Here at Common Knowledge Ministries, our vision, our goal, our purpose is to spread the word of God so that it becomes common knowledge to everyone out there. And we're using this form of media to get the word of God out there, this webcast, and also there is a conference number that you can dial into if you don't have access to the web, or you're not able to get a Ustream on your phone, or you're just not near a computer or something at that time. You can dial into a conference number and hear the word of God at the allotted time slot. That number is 1-567, area code 567-314-7745. And the passcode will be 2562, then the pound key, 2562 pound. So we're trying to give you all access to hear the word of God so that there won't be any excuse to say, well, I don't have a computer. Well, get on your phone, So everybody has a phone. Everybody has a phone, cell phone, or some type of device that they can use to call and hear the word of God. So that's what we do. That's available to you. So if you want to know more about Common Knowledge Ministries, you can go to our website, commonknowledgeministries.org, commonknowledgeministries.org. There you can see, what we believe, see more about myself. You can send us notes or messages through the website. You can see any events that may be going on. And you can also see some links to who we may associate with also at Common Knowledge Ministries. And there's a link there to view the live stream, and also there's a link that you can watch the older webcast, the previous webcast that we have also. So that's commonknowledgeministries.org. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, just search for Common Knowledge Ministries. Twitter handle is @C_K_Ministries. That's C_K_Ministries. And we also have a YouTube page where you can watch all of our previous videos on YouTube. And just, again, search for Common Knowledge Ministries on YouTube. So the word of God is out there, because that's what we all are, we got to spread the word of God. So the word of God is out there. Pass that on to your friends, your loved ones. Let them know there's some common knowledge out there for you. Go out and get it so that you're aware and you know and you understand what God is saying in this time, in this hour. So we got all those formalities out the way. Let's get into the word of God as we do here at Common Knowledge Ministries. So I was reading in the book of Exodus, and that's what we're going to talk about today, is the book of Exodus, and a little bit about what happens on in that story about the children of Israel and Moses. So many of you have heard the story, how Moses saved the children of Israel, how Moses went to Pharaoh and things began to happen. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit and hopefully give you some real life analogies or real life comparisons or something, related to today's time that will speak to you so that you can understand, so that you can get some common knowledge out of this book of the Bible. So as I was saying, the children of Israel, they were enslaved. They were in bondage to Pharaoh in Egypt. They were there building whatever Pharaoh wanted built. They were working in the fields. They had their taskmasters, putting them to work. They weren't slaves. They couldn't just leave freely and go back to their homeland. They couldn't just leave and go wherever they wanted to go. They were enslaved. So, and God called Moses. He called for Moses to go out and set his people free. So Moses was to go out and set his people free. So, and this all begins in chapter 3 and 4 is where the story kind of begins in Exodus 3 and 4. So, but to correlate this to us in today's time, and many of us, we may find ourselves in a children of Israel situation or children of Israel, like that we have some things that is holding us in bondage. We have some things that's holding us down, that we're enslaved to, that we just can't shake. We have some issues or some circumstances or some addictions that's enslaved us, that has us in bondage, that we just can't break through, that we just can't seem to get away from, that we just can't seem to get loose of. So that's the correlation I want to go to with the children of Israel. So when you hear me say that, think of someone or yourself or someone you may know that's in bondage, that's enslaved, and just can't break through situations. And the other character that we're talking about today is Moses. And Moses, God called for Moses to set the people free. And many of us, we may be in a Moses situation where God is calling you to do something. God is calling you out to go forth, but excuses come. So in this passage of story, God had called for Moses, I need you to go and set my children free in Israel. Set my children free. So Moses, being like many of us, when God calls for us to go forth and to perform and go forth and do kingdom work, we start with all the excuses. So this doesn't exclude Moses. Moses came with his first excuse to God, who am I? Who am I to go to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go? Like me, just Moses, who am I to do that? So Jesus had to debunk this excuse. He had to nullify this excuse by telling him, Moses, if I'm telling you to go out, then I'm going to be with you. I'm there with you. I'm not leaving. I'm not telling you to go out on this assignment and I'm going to sit in the background and just watch what happened, but I am there also. So he allowed Moses to know that this is not just you. This is not just you going to Pharaoh and saying, let my people go. But this is you going to Pharaoh on my behalf, on God's behalf, with God there with you, instructing you and guiding you, telling Pharaoh to let my people go. So the second excuse Moses came with, because that just wasn't good enough, he still wanted to throw out some more excuses. He said, well, who am I going to say that sent me? When I go to the elders and when I go to Pharaoh, who am I going to say that sent? Who sent me? And God, once again, just tell them I am that I am. Tell them I am sent you. You know, in other words, I'm God. That's all they need to know, is that God sent me. God sent you to go forth and do this.